What's up, guys? Shankar P right here. Today, like every day, we took a look at the markets and Bitcoin and see where we're heading. Please remember, guys, this is not financial advice. All this information is just for entertainment purposes only. Without further ado, let's dive right into the chart. Alright, guys, so first I wanted us to take a look at the S&P 500, right? So as I said in our last video, we got to play this level by level. So, we break in support, a lot of support zones and critical support zones that we had, so we've broken a lot of them. And at the moment, what I wanted to show you guys is we're currently at another support zone, currently at this moment right here. And, what we're looking for is a bounce to the 200-day moving average. So, I mean, it doesn't have to happen. Nothing has to happen. But normally, prices return to the 200-day moving average and either sell off more or we get a bounce up, right? So, I mean, as our last video stated, we've had this high, lower high, low, and we've officially made a lower low. So this could, we could see a bear trap if, we break above the 200-day and hold it. But as we can see now is we are, potentially can just reject off this 200-day moving average and get rejected, right? Mind you, every time the yield curve has inverted, we normally have a massive leg up and then a recession. Doesn't have to happen every time, but normally that's what happens. At the moment, we are just looking at the market structure, are in a downtrend. So we are waiting for to open along and see a reversal to maybe take profits around where we think the 200-day moving average would be. So maybe we take profits around this zone here, right? So that could be a nice trade if we get a reversal here. So that'll be about 7-8%, which is pretty good, right? So that's what we're looking for. So we have highs, lows, a lower high, lower low. So this is a downtrend, right? So so what I wanted to bring up here, guys, not to play devil's advocate, but so this is the put to call ratio lined up against the BLX, so Bitcoin. And what I wanted to show you guys here was anytime we've reached the top of this trend line, so you can see I have it in red. So let me change this color over here. So I have it in red, and this was the beginning, but anytime we've gotten to the top of this trend line, we've had a nice rally, not maybe immediately, but we've had a nice rally. So currently we are at this trend line, and the last time we were at this trend line was actually at the COVID-19 crash. We were around that trend line, and as well at the bottom of the bear market. So, but keep in mind that bear market, the bottom of the bear market was December 18th all the way to March 19th. So that was about 3-4 months before we started seeing higher prices, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying tomorrow we're going to get a swing up, but this is just to look at so you guys can see that, hey, things are looking pretty bearish. The price could definitely go lower. But if we look at where we are right now, buying Bitcoin at these prices, respective of the put to call ratio and how it's respected this trend line, and every time it's come down here, we've declined, and the Bitcoin prices has gone up. And mind you, every time we've come down to around these levels here, so I've indicated in white, normally we've already passed the cycle peak, right? So so more times than not we've already, so here we pass the cycle peak, here we pass the cycle peak, here I guess it's not valid for this one. We were close to the cycle peak around here, So yeah, so I thought this was kind of cool to show you guys. So let's see how this plays out. If we break up from this and then come down and head higher, then we probably see lower lows than where we already are at. But just looking at this chart, this has been valid from 2011, November 2011, 2015, 2019, and then we had 2020. So this could be, we could be having, a mini alt season bull run, so I thought this would be kind of cool to bring to your attention on, this is a put to call ratio and just how it has, the correlation between Bitcoin and it. All right. So nextly, I wanted to look at the USDT dominance. So let's look at the USDD dominance. All right. So currently, the USDT dominance, we have broken out from the structure, right? We've broken out from the structure, which we thought that, we'd hold it inside and end our bull run, like this, right? So that's what we were anticipating, but this is a bullish pattern, so it did have a higher probability of breaking to the upside. Now, the reason why I don't think we're gonna have a bull run starting now at this moment is because we are above this trend line, this zone of support. So for us to, for me to say, hey, maybe we're heading back into a bull market, one, we'd have to come back into these zones, right? So like I said last videos, we could definitely come down and get a touch as a test, but that doesn't mean that it's full out alt season and you can hold your positions for a month or 2 months. This is just coming down for a test to maybe even head higher, right? So you want to keep that in mind if you're trading altcoins, that maybe it's not a hold for a month or two, maybe it's a 2-day swing trade and not for a couple months. So yeah, so we could definitely come back into the zone, but a bounce up would definitely wreck your altcoins, so keep that in mind when you are trading. All right, so lastly, let's look at the Bitcoin price just on its own. So currently, guys, like I said, we had this trend line, we broken underneath, right? We broke it underneath. We had our targets from where the pattern is. So let me make this a little more clear for you guys here. So I'll just draw this up here. So here's the pattern, and we broke down from it, right? So we had this pattern here. So let me make it dotted as well. There we go. So we had this pattern. It's a bearish pattern, but we are anticipating maybe to get up to here at a minimum, but that did not happen and we broke down. So on the breakdown, the target for the pattern would be at the beginning of the pattern. So it would be here at 26.4. I think last video I had it at 23 as the support here, but the pattern actually started around here. So the target was hit and it wigged down close to it. We could definitely even come down to here to 2024. That's definitely a possibility. So we may actually, head back up, get up to 36,000, and then we could have a bearish retest down to further to 24. So that's definitely an opportunity. We haven't had a retest of this area yet. We kind of just flushed down, and this volume here signifies that it was a valid breakdown. So for us, looking for a retest of here would be a great opportunity to short Bitcoin if some other indicators play it as well. All right, so just keep that in mind. So we had this kind of wedge here that Bitcoin was in, so we're underneath it. So a lot of people may be looking at this. So we could definitely break back into the pattern. You know, so you got to keep that in mind, that people may be looking at this pattern as well, right? Maybe looking at this as well if we break back into the pattern, right? They may be looking at, hey, okay, we're back in the pattern. We may retest here and then hit high. But I do not think where we are in the cycle that we're going to be having a lot of, you know, I don't think we're going to be having sustained uptrend pumps like how we did in the bull cycle. So, you know, if we got this a retest and head down even more, it's a lower low, a low, low, lower low, low, high, lower high, lower high, low, lower low, and even lower low. And then we just continue our zigzagging down until the next bull cycle. And you know, we could hit here and just maybe be consolidating. This we could just consolidate like this. I don't, you know, anything's possible, but I don't think we're gonna break our lows of 19,700 or about 20k. But anything's possible, right? So we could just be consolidating here for a year before the next bull cycle. So yeah, so currently, guys, just to recap, what we're waiting for, what we're anticipating is there may be a pump to the 200-day moving average. So if you, at some point, we are gonna get, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to happen, so I shouldn't say at some point, but you know, many people may be anticipating a rally up to the 200-day moving average, and a lot of people have been buying the dip. And so if they see this rally to the 200-day moving averages, many people who know the market may be selling on the way up, while people who don't know how to read the market may be saying, this works, let me buy more, just to be exit liquidity when we get close to the 200-day, further dumping the price. So that could be a possibility. All right. So yeah, that's really it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and tune in tomorrow for some more Bitcoin and altcoin news. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All this is for entertainment purposes only, and enjoy the rest of your week.